he's out of ideas, out of touch, and running out of time. But with no plan to lift our economy up, John McCain wants to tear Barack Obama down with smears that have been proven false. Why? McCain's own campaign admits that if the election is about the economy, he's going to lose. But as Americans lose their jobs, homes, and savings, it's time for a president who'll change the economy, not change the subject.
I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message.
Good afternoon, America, and welcome to another segment of MDJKD. For the last couple of months, Senator Obama and Senator McCain have raised many controversial issues over domestic and foreign affairs. There are aspects of Senator McCain that can change your vote in tomorrow's election. Let's head over to Karen Lasso for some exclusive details.
Thank you, Jeannie. Now here we have a middle-class citizen, Diana McCains, who's willing to share her thoughts on Senator McCain's economic proposals. So, Ms. Diana, how do you think McCain's economic plan will affect the middle class?
Well, first of all, let me start out by saying that McCain is not planning to give tax reliefs to the middle class. Instead, he wants to give a $300 billion bailout to Wall Street banks. He's not planning to do anything to help jumpstart job growth in American society. He's not going to give tax reliefs to 101 million hardworking families out there. He also plans to not give any economic initiatives to small businesses by not giving them access to credit nor cutting their taxes. In conclusion, McCain is not going to help the great majority out there, which is the middle class that was badly hit by this economic crisis.
Tax breaks for big corporations and the wealthy, but almost nothing for the middle class. Same as Bush. Keep spending $10 billion a month in Iraq while our own economy struggles. Same as Bush.
Thank you. Now let's hear your views on McCain's ideas regarding the war in Iraq. How do you perceive his methods in winning the war? And how do you think he will handle the war differently than Bush?
Well, first of all, let me start off by saying how Obama wants to deal with this war. Obama wants to sit down with the Iraqi diplomats and come up with an agreement that is beneficial to both sides. He does not want to promote violence, instead he wants to promote peace. McCain on the other hand voted with Bush 90% of the time. If any change under McCain, he will just make the war longer at the continuing expense of American people. McCain once stated that if it was necessary for America to stay in Iraq 100 years to win the war, then it shall.
Bush has talked about our staying in Iraq for 50 years.
Maybe 100. That'd be fine with me.
President Bush has talked about our staying in Iraq for 50 years.
Maybe 100.
If all he offers is more of the same, is John McCain the right choice for America's future?
Very interesting. Now, what do you think about McCain supporting Bush's idea of spending $10 billion a month in Iraq in order to rebuild it?
I strongly disagree with this because we could be using those funds to better our education system by building more public schools and bettering our health insurance. We could be putting those funds to good use instead of wasting them in Iraq where they don't even want us there.
He wants us to keep spending $10 billion a month in Iraq, just like Bush. That's money we could use to build schools and roads and create needed jobs here at home.
So now I know that McCain's economic plans will not do much to bring relief to the middle class. And regarding the war, well, they're not much different than Bush. This has been Karen. Back to you, Jeannie.
Thank you, Karen. Now let's head over to Miriam in Long Island to discuss some other issues regarding the election.
Thank you, Jeannie. Now let's head over to New Yorker resident Ms. Nazia Hassan to share her insights on Senator McCain's plans on healthcare and American soldiers. Do you think it is a good idea to give a tax incentive of $5,000 to help pay for health insurance?
Well, many people think that this plan will help those in need of health insurance, but in reality, it will result in the opposite. $5,000 a year for a family of 4 is not enough to aid them to pay for health insurance, which generally amounts to $12,860 a year. As a result, they'll be paying more money for less coverage. And this will actually decrease the chances for American families to earn health insurance because they may not be able to meet the requirements to pay for it.
Estimated cost of health insurance for a family next year, $14,000. John McCain's tax credit to cover this cost? Only $5,000. Times McCain voted to cut or restrict Medicare? 28. People with pre-existing conditions, from cancer to diabetes, who may remain uninsured under McCain's plan, millions. How you will be forced to buy health insurance. On your own. John McCain's healthcare plan, worthless.
Do you think Senator McCain is fulfilling the needs for American soldiers?
Well, no, because he refuses to modernize the GI Bill, which provides quality education for soldiers. Let's not forget that a good amount of soldiers join the military in the first place to earn the financial needs for an education. They are risking their lives for us, yet Congress cannot provide them with a better education. In addition, Senator McCain refuses to expand the health care and disability benefits for wounded soldiers. He voted with the disabled American veterans with only 20% of the time.
I'm afraid John McCain's record on veterans issues is a very, very poor one.
John McCain voted against the GI Bill.
He thought it was too generous.
Too generous? I gave 5 years of my life to this country.
4 out of 5 times, John McCain has voted against increasing VA funding.
He voted against bulletproof vests for the troops in the field.
He's voted against property
voted against things that matter the most to veterans. And Barack Obama voted for all those things.
Thank you, Ms. Nazia, for your insights. Now let's head over to Eugenie.
Unfortunately, America is currently undergoing some horrible domestic and foreign economic crisis. Banks have closed, markets have tumbled, 600,000 Americans lost their jobs since January, and home values are falling. It has become hard to pay for gas and groceries. People pay more for health insurance and cover less and less. So do you, America, think John McCain will be capable of stabilizing and helping the U.S. get out of this turmoil? It's all on your vote.
Through I'm in the Navy. The torture made me war crazy, so I'm avenging. Ignoring priorities closer to home. Healthcare, there's still time for you. Economics can wait too, but this war cannot afford us giving in. If we have to stay 100 years to win.